Good morning, good afternoon. As we continue for the look into the impacts of climate change na Salone, today we dey look at how climate change don impact water resources. It is very clear that climate change get a profound impact on water resources na Salone, especially when it comes to water availability, water quality and distribution. So these are some of the ways we climate change don impact with water resource na the country. Now, changes in precipitation pattern, wetin dis mean? E mean say the way rains dem dey canal, the timing, the intensity and also the distribution of the rainy asun, e don different. Before this time wey dem say rainy season, we dey expect am for the around May. Now rains dem dey even come before dem ten dey na some areas. And also some ten dey would expect say the rains dem for end, rains dem dey continue for calm. The normal September rain wey we know, e no dey come again inside September. And also the usual traditional 7 days, 3 days rains dem, we no dey experience again. Also the intensity. Areas dem we would expect rains dem for come high now before, some areas there e don even less. The side they also not expect rains dem for come, then they come very very high. So na so climate change will affect the water resources. Now it also gets a increased risk of flooding. Climate change also don't increase risk of flooding. One thing when it comes to climate change, you get two extreme events them. One when extreme precipitation, and also one when less precipitation. Now extreme precipitation they lead to flooding. So climate change will actually increase the risk of flooding. And because rains tend to come in some areas, especially Freetown, outside drainage systems are very very poor. Outside people and don't build in some of the areas there was water for pass. I mean, the moment they get extensive rain, it will lead to flooding. And what this mean? It means say it damage infrastructure, it displace people it destroy already existing water sources them, and also it pose risk to public health and safety. Now the third way water resource is being affected by climate change is by the water quality degradation. Now we already get existing water sources them, water infrastructures them. Although the water sources and the water infrastructure do not do for we in terms of water availability. But when rain they come extensively, sometimes it cause what we call sedimentation, pollution of runoff and contamination. Because the rain they come and peak, a lot of dirty along, and it take them downstream. And some of them 10 years so, then rain also can contaminate already existing water bodies them, and can make the water bodies there soon become unfit for drinking, and also destroy irrigation and sanitation facilities them where they make, we health go be threatened. So this is the third way climate change can also affect the water resource. Also reduce water availability. What in this mean? Now because of climate change, it actually affects the hydrological cycle. This is a cycle they show we how water they go around. So climate change they affect water availability. I tell you say there are two extremes. One, it's either water is too much or water is less. If there is high rain precipitation, it can lead to flooding. But in the case where there is limited water, when extensive heat there's going to be drought, and waiting they happen, most of we groundwater sources then they become dry. And if that is the case, we underground water supply they become limited, and this they get an effect on the daily things that we domestic things that we do. We no get too much water for drink, bath, and do other things them, and also for agricultural purpose and also for industrial purpose. So anytime we get a reduction in water availability due to climate change, it affects groundwater supplies. It affects we agricultural activities that we do. It affects we industrial activities that we do. We depend on groundwater. Now the final one I want to mention are the impact on hydropower generation. Now we all know say Salone rely on hydropower for electricity, especially with the presence of the Bumula Dam for power both urban and rural areas them. But the hydropower electricity depend on water. You need water for river flow, water for the within in dams them. So if the water less in the case of limited precipitation, there is going to be a dry in the stream flow as well, in the river flow, and the dam not get enough water for recharge and make the dam very very inefficient for send power. So that's why most times in the dries when they see saying the country they struggle with lights. Now the both rural and urban areas them. So this is another way with climate change the impacts we hydropower generation. So we see how complex climate change dey continue for being. It don't pose serious challenge when it comes to the water resources in terms of availability, in terms of inequality, and also in terms of structure and distribution. So one way we will reverse this now for make we get a mindset, a sustainable development mindset set, we go begin make we do things then, we go make we reduce we footprints in the environment, and also we continue for encourage government for make sure so they strengthen and manage water management practices. They also strengthen adaptation measures them for CCA we get water security and fight against climate change. Thank you very much.